Hello, everybody. Diabetic here. I like to go on hikes. I like to ride my dirt bike. I like to, I climb poles for a living. I do all kinds of stuff like that. But what do I carry around to make sure that I'm probably going to be okay during this whole time? And I think that every single diabetic should carry extra of this stuff. So, here it is. Okay, we got our backup insulin, Lantus and Humalog, all that stuff. An extra sensor, of course, your glucometer, extra uh, strips, glucose gel, huge, very important because I've been passed out before, been knocked out, and the ambulance, that's all they gave me. Glucose gel brought me right back and everything like that. Another thing I carry, an extra cannula and extra tubing. Okay. Extra cannula because of this. Okay. Here's a cannula I took out of me because it got kinked. Now watch how easy this bends down. Okay. It shouldn't bend that easily after insertion. It should be fairly sturdy. Okay. Other things that I carry, an extra reservoir. Okay. An extra vial of insulin. And, of course, glucose tablets. Okay. I buy Walmart stuff. These are the ones that I carry around in my pocket while I'm working the poles and riding my dirt bike and things like that. The big ones I have in every vehicle we drive, by my bed, and near the living room. Just in case. Okay. Now, some of you may not know I was an EMT. Okay, we would pull up to sites and we look at the guy and be like, man, that dude's drunk. Because as diabetics, you guys know that people look drunk when their sugar's high or low or anything like that. So I also wear one of these. Okay. This is a bracelet that tells everybody, I'm type. I had the metal engraved and everything. It says I'm type 1 diabetic, who my emergency contact is, what my name is, and the emergency contact phone number. I fought a long time to carry all this stuff around, but I've had 2 episodes now where one, I passed out, had a seizure due to low blood sugar. Okay, that's why I started carrying around the glucose gel and the glucose tablets. I also had an episode where I went too high because pump broke, things like that. Ended up in DKA. So I carry around extra insulin, extra reservoirs, extra cannulas, extra tubing on top of the cannulas, things like that, just to make sure. And I also carry around extra sensors because you never know when one's going to fail. And I also carry around even the backup insulin. Okay, the injections, extra needles, as you can see here. Extra needle, Lantus, Humalog, Lantus, things of that nature. Just so I'm 100% covered. Because unless you're type 2 diabetic and you have a good stronghold on your diet and things like that, if you're type 1, you absolutely need medication 100% of the time. There is no getting rid of this, okay? It's here. So I carry that around all the time in my little backpack, and with water, with Gatorade Zeros, Powerade Zeros, whatever your flavor is. But I carry that stuff around all the time because, like a doctor told me when I was in DKA, they said, well, what we do is we give you an insulin drip, which is how a pump works. Okay, it gives you so much insulin, so much amount of the time. And then they give you an IV, which has like potassium, salt, different things like that, which Gatorade and Powerade have in them electrolytes. I mean, electrolytes are huge. So I carry that all around every single day with me, whether it's in the car or if we're going on a hike. I throw the backpack on. Here we go, vamonos. But all that stuff. I fought really hard about the whole bracelet thing. Um, but honestly, I was an EMT. I saw a bunch of accidents where we would think, oh, this dude's just drunk. Well, no, he was having a medical episode. Okay. And they make a bunch of fancy things of these where they look like jewelry and things like that. And honestly, if they look like jewelry, the paramedics aren't going to pay much attention to it. I mean, because in all honesty, we're looking for that little white cross. This one's pretty faded and probably need to order another one. But we're looking for that. Okay, and the reason why I settled on a bracelet versus a necklace or anything like that is because necklace, you're going to hide under your shirt, things like that. You don't want people to see it, yada, yada, yada. Where a bracelet, especially in the summertime, you're always going to see. So that's a really good deal. I also carry around a medical card in both my personal truck and my work truck, and have them in the visor there, so when something happens, it's there, people can see it, the paramedics and everything will know. Bending of cannulas, that has really, for lack of a better word, screwed me in the past. Like I just showed you with that old cannula that had bent on me. It sent my sugars up 200, 300, 400s, all this other mess. And yeah, I didn't have an extra cannula to replace it with. If you're on the shots, I mean, you have to carry on the shots in like a freezer bag or something like that, a nice cooler that keeps it cold for you and all this other mess. But us on the pumps, we got a little bit more that you've got to carry, which is a hassle sometimes. But at the same time, that pump really just kind of gives you what you need all the time, and you don't have to really worry about it too awful much. I give myself correction boluses and things like that. Of course, we have to. But I just want to show everybody kind of what I carry around and what every diabetic should be carrying around, because you never know. I mean, you can misjudge what you're eating out at a fast food place or, mom and pop shop mom and pop restaurant, and all of a sudden you're low. Well, I carry the tablets. I just go Walmart brand. They're like $5 for that whole thing, and they contain 50 tablets. Okay. I carry around these in my pocket because it's a lot more convenient. This holds 10. I carry around 2 of them. And that gets me through until I can get to my truck where I can find this big jar. You know, I carry this glucose gel, Walmart brand. Again, rely on because it's cheap and it's effective. It works. Okay, you don't have to buy the $50 freaking stuff to make it work. Okay, my backup, also what I carry around is a backup glucose monitor. Okay, on top of the extra strips, on top of the fancy one that I got now that communicates with my pump and things like that, I carry around a Rely On brand, which is Walmart brand. I carry that around for a backup if I need a backup. I run out of strips or it just breaks. I carry that around. And the reason why I choose that brand is because, one, you can go to Walmart right now, buy the whole meter with some test strips, everything else like that for like $9. Okay. Excuse me, I misspoke. You can buy the whole setup for like $20. You can buy the strips, 50 of them, for $9. And is it the most accurate? No, it's not the most accurate. But will it get you in the ballpark? Yes. Yes, most definitely. So, all this stuff, I think, for especially a brand new diabetic, you need to be carrying around 100% of the time. I've had diabetes I've known I've had diabetes for 21 years. Or, no, something like that. But I've known I had diabetes that long. And I still carry around this stuff because I know how life-saving it is. Okay? You need to be carrying around this stuff. This is 100%. They even make a shot that your doctor can tell you about that. If your significant other or whoever finds you passed out, let's say in your garage where I spend a lot of my time, they can pull that shot out, give you an injection in your thigh, and you'll get a whole bunch of sugar and stuff. Now, for those non-diabetics that just want to help and they find somebody laying on the ground or whatever, please, please, please do not mess with their insulin intake, okay? You work with somebody that's diabetic, learn first aid, CPR, things like that. Don't try to give them more insulin because you really don't know what's going on. And like in my case, if my sugar goes low, I pass out. If you give me more insulin, you're gonna kill me. Okay, and that'll hang over you and everyone else forever. So all this stuff that I carry around, a little 10 shot of stuff. This little Maltese Cross bracelet, the big one, backup insulin, sensor, glucose gel, glucose monitor, a second glucose monitor too, extra strips, extra cannula, extra insulin, extra reservoir, and a whole nother set of tubing. I recommend everybody does that because, especially if you're on a pump, you know what a kink tube does to you, But yeah, that's kind of the down low on this. Dialectic Diabetic here. You guys be great. Have a good one.